Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Would you like even more content? Here's my Patreon. Now onto the stories. Case file number 1120, written by Infinitewindow. The time I saw a giant bee and nobody believed me. Long story long. When I was in first grade, my eyesight was bad, but I didn't know. I thought trees had blurry color bundles instead of discrete leaves. One day, I wandered downstairs to the family room to watch Inspector Gadget. There was something I couldn't quite make out, sitting on the big blue sofa bed, so I walked closer to it. I had to put my head about a foot away to see it clearly. It was a giant bee, about the size of two of my fists. Now, think 12 by 8, about 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters. I figured it must be a stuffed bee, like the pound puppy my sister got as a birthday gift. But it wasn't cartoonish at all. Its eyes were multifaceted gems, its wings were iridescent, and that close up, I could see that the yellow and black colors were actually hair. And then it moved its legs and looked at me. I did not want to get stung by a bee with an equally gigantic stinger, so I ran upstairs and told Mama there was a big bee downstairs. We had problems with yellow jackets and wasps getting inside the family room before, so she went downstairs figuring it would be one of those. As I panted from my exertions, I heard water flowing through the pipes, so I figured she must have swatted it and flushed it. She returned and confirmed that she took care of it, and we never spoke of it again. Of course, she remembers none of this. She claims it was a dream or a childhood hallucination. Workerbee.dll had a memory leak and took up too much space in the heap. Case notes for file 1120, the time I saw a giant bee and nobody believed me. So I love how you described your poor vision as blurry color bundles. I'm nearsighted too, so I could understand the description. Without glasses, I can still see objects in the distance. You know, if there's a stoplight or a stop sign or a person or a car, I see it's there, but it's just in low resolution would be the best description. It's blurred out. I couldn't read from far away, but I know something is there. Same thing in class, I could see the teacher was writing something on the chalkboard, but I didn't know what it was. So if we assume here that this wasn't a vivid dream of yours, that your mom really did go down, took care of it, it suggests that at least in this universe, the bee was normal sized, but it did exist. So did your mind glitch out in perception, somehow magnifying the perceived size of the bee? Might be that, because a bee, to my knowledge, couldn't be as large as described. Its wings wouldn't be able to generate enough lift to pick it up. Because of the volume to mass ratio, if you make a bee 10 times larger in volume, its mass rises far more than a linear 10 times 2, which is why most bugs don't grow too large, which is very good. Thank you physics for that. And it's also one reason why dinosaurs are so fascinating. To be that large on land is very unique. Case file number 1121, written by Alexander, the very fruity glitch. My wife and I were ordering our groceries online. This is how we normally do it, as it's easier to receive a delivery than slog ourselves out to the bus every few days. We were doing our online grocery order, as always, but when we went to look at fresh fruit, for some reason all of the fresh food on the delivery app had jumped up to obscene prices. Now we live in Canada, a place where fresh fruit can actually cost upwards of $100 if ordering a lot of it. We live in Canada very close to the United States, so there was no reason for any sort of fluctuating prices on the application. We live in Canada right along the border again, so sourcing natural food products is never any issue to us. We were attempting to place a delivery order for our bi-weekly grocery store shopping trip shortly after myself and my fiancée moved to Kingston, where I work as a federal corrections officer for the federal state of the Canadian provinces. Suddenly, all of the fresh fruit and vegetables jumped to over $140 an order. Had we glitched realities? It was suddenly just 10 times more expensive. Pineapples, oranges, you name it. Case notes for file 1121, the very fruity glitch. So I'm from Canada too, so I know fruit can be indeed very expensive there, but to me this sounds like a tech glitch, maybe? I see this on Walmart all the time these days here in North Carolina. Randomly high prices on common items, never on fruit though. If it is a glitch, I wonder what universe is seeing fruit prices that high. Is this a universe where there's like an apocalypse going on or some giant catastrophe where there's not enough fruit being grown? I hope if that's the case, then that universe is very far away. I don't want that to happen here. Things are already expensive enough. Damn inflation. Case file number 1122, written by Donecia. The Magic Money, a tale of sudden wealth. Don't know if this is a glitch in the Matrix, a glitch in technology, or just good luck. Anyway, the universe has definitely been looking out for me. A month ago, I felt really weak with body pain and extreme fatigue. No cough or tough breathing, but knowing my body and the normal aches and pains and the normal tiredness, I knew that this feeling was quite different. I went ahead and took the COVID test and damn it, I was positive. Although I was a little bummed, I was kinda happy because I had 5 days off of work. Anyways, I had some money put away for a rainy day, so I felt like this was the perfect time to use it. However, I should have saved the money for when I got my check and was missing a whole week of pay. Well, I didn't think of that. I was so bored being at home, I managed to spend $1,500 on food and other random things. Whatever popped up as an ad on my phone and I thought it was cool, I ordered it. Also paid a couple bills and pretty soon it was back to work. Well, the check comes and it's a horrible disappointment after paying the rest of my bills and getting household stuff. I was left with only $20. Now here's where it gets weird. I have my money on a Cash App card. Anytime someone sends me money, the notification will pop up in the history and it'll show who it came from. I was getting down trying to figure out who I could borrow money from, but I decided to just go to sleep. I woke up the next day and was going to ask someone to send me money and noticed there was an extra $20 on it. Wait, what? So I checked the history, but no one sent me anything. Weird, I thought, but thanks, I spent it. The next day I woke up and it's like $25 more on the card. So I'm like, cool, infinite money. Then I'm like, something strange is going on. This went on every day, literally until I got my next check. I'd go to bed with one amount and wake up with a random more money on my card. I don't know how this was happening, but I'm glad it did. My sister told me that it may be money back from something I ordered. However, everything I ordered came and the money came off my card. There wasn't any errors. Plus, like I said, it gives you a notification of where the money comes from or goes to. However, this random money had no trace at all. It was just there. And I'm thankful for it again. Unfortunately, once my work checks got back to normal, I haven't gotten any extras. It was tailored to when I needed it. It was good while it lasted. Case file number 1122. The Magic Money, a tale of sudden wealth. So the real oddity in the story is how the money wasn't traced. I don't use Cash App myself, but if it's anything like a normal bank or PayPal, which I do use, every single transaction, any move of money is fully traced. Like you mentioned, you should know who sent it, if someone, a person, really did send it. You know exactly where it went, even for the reason it's being sent. To have no track on where the money appeared from does strike me as more of a glitch than a tech issue. Still hard to say these days, technology is its own kind of wizardry. Often it feels more surreal than even the wildest of Matrix anomalies. In a certain context, that makes perfect sense. If we live in a simulation, it'd have to be insanely advanced, far more than our level of coding from all our gizmos and networks. So, we're just not to that level yet, but there's so many variables that it's hard to know. And now time for the quote of the day. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Soren Kierkegaard. Not sure I pronounced the last name correctly. It's that adage of learning from history, otherwise you're doomed to repeat it. Yes, we can only live forward, we can't go back in time, as far as we know. We can go forward in time faster, but we can't go back in time. So all we can do is look to the past, what's documented and what's true, and try to learn from it. Hard thing to do, because human action does repeat, especially on a larger scale. It's not repeating it, I forgot the quote, it's human action doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Something like that. Well, yeah, we don't necessarily repeat exactly the same mistakes, but it's close enough. So let's try to do better. We can learn from it. I believe in ourselves. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.